Hey guys, Danica Ferrante here from mybeautyscraps.com. I am very excited. It's time for another paper pumpkin kit. This is the January paper pumpkin box. For those of you who are not familiar with My Paper Pumpkin, it's a monthly subscription service through Stampin' Up, and I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Every month you get an awesome kit, everything you need to make some adorable projects. Each month you get a little Stampin' Spot, which is a mini ink pad, and this month we got Watermelon Wonder. It's a great way to build up your ink collection. And you also get a stamp set. I love this one. This one is perfect for Valentine's Day. Sweet, I love you, be mine, XOXO. There's a little to and from, which is always handy, and some hearts. Meh, that one's kind of my favorite. My friends know that meh is like one of my favorite words. It's just quite expressive. Meh. Kind of gets the point across. So you get a little set of stamps every month, which is great because you can use these over and over and over, and it's great for your stamp collection. So along with your ink spot and your stamp set, you also get a paper pack or supply pack, I guess, for your project. So this month it's called Cute Conversations, and it looks like it's instructions to make a banner and maybe some little treat pouches. So let's open it up and see what's inside. Everything you need comes shrink wrapped together. All right, so here's our instructions, and I love that it comes with picture instructions as well as written instructions. Usually I end up just looking at the pictures, but a full color photo as well of what your finished project would look like in the end. It looks like we've got a ton of mini clothespins this month. Some really pretty red sequin trim. Some 3M adhesive strips, as well as some mini glue dots. And then it looks like just a bunch of die cuts. So I don't know how well you can see the die cuts, but there's 2 big die cut hearts and then 2 die cut banners on the edge, and there's a lot of pages here. So one side is a stripe and the other side is a solid. There you can get an idea of what's in there. So the projects that the Paper Pumpkin kit is designed to make are always super cute, but I also like to mix it up and get a little creative with them. So I'm going to play with this kit for a little bit, and I'll be right back to show you some alternate ideas of what you can make with your kit this month. All right, I'm back to share what I created using January's Paper Pumpkin kit called Cute Conversations, all based around the theme or idea of the conversation heart for Valentine's Day. Now, I'm super late getting this video together, and I was pretty late really even using my kit this month. My son's only 2, and at his daycare they didn't really do anything for Valentine's Day, so I didn't end up making treats for his class, which is what I thought I was going to be doing with this kit. So I just made a few little treat bags that I'll show you here that are similar to the design that comes with the kit and the instructions that come with the kit. I actually used the Sweetheart Stampin' Up punch to punch out that heart, and I used the mini treat bag Thinlits die set. Let's see. For those little hearts. So it comes with this heart, which I'll show you how I use that one later. And it comes with this row of little tiny hearts, and I really loved using this. And it also was a great way for me to use my scraps. So if you remember, all of those little hearts came on a die cut sheet, so they just punched out of this paper. That's where the flag was, and that's where the big heart was. So I used kind of those border areas to die cut some of the hearts from the die set and to punch out a couple hearts using the punch. So I was able to use up a lot of my scraps that way. So that bigger heart was from the punch, and that little heart was from the die set. I stamped the Your from the stamp set that we got in the kit this month in Mint Macaron, and then the Sweet I stamped in Watermelon Wonder, which was the mini ink pad that we got in the kit this month. We also got the clothespin and this baker's twine and this really pretty sequin trim. So that's all very similar to the instructions that came with the kit. I made some of these little treat bags before I realized that he wasn't really going to be doing Valentine's exchange at his school or daycare. So I also made some cards, and some I already gave away for Valentine's Day, but this was one that I made on a piece of Watermelon Wonder cardstock from my stash. And then the big heart and the banner, the baker's twine, those are all from the kit. And then these two hearts, you can see the size difference. So this heart was one of the die cuts, and this heart was one of the punch outs. And then those sequins all came from just pulling them off the end of that sequin trim. You can just lift them off of the string. So I put a few of the sequins scattered around, and those little heart sequins, excuse me, those little heart sequins are so cute. They're from the metallic sequin assortment from Stampin' Up, and there's hearts and stars and round sequins. But I just kind of scattered those about, and I put them on using the fine tip glue pen. And then by the time I finished these, it was Valentine's Day. And I gave a few of the cards I made away and a few of the treat pouches, but I do still have some left over. But I had a ton left from my kit, so I wanted to keep going and see what else I could create, and something that wasn't exactly Valentine's Day themed. So I made this card. That's not, it would totally work for Valentine's Day, but it just says love you so much. So I think this is a great card to use year round and a good one to have on hand. It's a great little card, a note of appreciation to a friend or loved one, or good for an anniversary. So I made a bunch of these. What I did was I started with a piece of Whisper White cardstock to create the card base. And I used the XOXO stamp from the Paper Pumpkin kit, and I stamped it over and over and over and over again in Watermelon Wonder. The Love You stamp, or I guess the Love You So Much, all of that, is from the Countless Sayings stamp set. If you head over to my blog at mybeautyscraps.com, I recently shared a card, a watercolor card, using that love image, and I just really love that love image. As you can tell from the stamp set, that's the one that's getting the most use out of all of them. So I stamped that using basic black. And then I used some doilies. I love the metallic doilies assortment. You get two sizes, this bigger size and this littler size, and you get silver and gold. And I use them on like almost everything. So I cut the metallic doily in half and put it on each side. This time I chose to adhere the sequins with glue dots, and I found that to be a lot easier and quicker. You don't have to wait for it to dry. And the glue dot is like just the right size. The mini glue dot is the perfect size for the sequins. And then I used more of those little hearts from the Thinlits die that I used earlier. And that was basically it. I did adhere the whole heart to the card, which I think is fun. I think it's fun to have like a little bit peeking out in the back, but you could also just trim that off. I did decide to trim the doilies. And I want to mention, I stamp the backs of all my cards. I think it's a really great finishing touch. And I never talk about this stamp set, but it's definitely my most used. I stamp it on almost everything. This stamp set's called Better Than Email. I don't think it's in the catalog. I think it's only available in the online store. So if you click in the description box below to go to my online store, you can just do a search there for Better Than Email, and this should pop up. But I use that hand stamped for you image on just about everything. It's a photopolymer stamp set, but I keep that one mounted to one of my clear blocks all the time. But it has some really great other images as well. A little handmade with a ball of yarn for those knitters and crocheters out there. Created in my kitchen with the spoon and fork is really cute for when you're making homemade treat gifts. From My Heart to Yours. It has just some really, really great sentiments. And I think all of them have the copyright Stampin' Up image on it too. There's actually one that is just the copyright Stampin' Up image if you want to just stamp that on the back of your cards without another sentiment. But this is by far my most used set. I think it's really great, and I never ever talk about it. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that today. So I really like the design of this card, and like I mentioned, those doilies come in an assorted pack with silver and gold. So after I made a couple with gold, I wanted to try out basically the same design, but with silver. The only thing I changed was, well, I changed the flag because I ran out of light pink flags. So I used a gray flag, and I thought that worked really well with the silver. And instead of using the sequins from the sequin trim, I took some of the Stampin' Up rhinestones that I had on hand and sprinkled them around with those little die cut hearts. I just love these rhinestones. They are super sparkly. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in person they're very sparkly. Sometimes craft rhinestones can be kind of dull looking, but these are super sparkly. So yeah, just a few rhinestones, a couple die cut mini hearts. Those are on glue dots again, and a little half a doily, and it's really a super simple card to make. So I made a bunch to have on hand. I think Love You So Much is, again, not just Valentine's Day, but a great sentiment to have on hand and to send to a friend that you want to tell just how much you love them and appreciate them. Everyone wants to hear that, right? So I got a lot out of this month's kit, but I still have a lot left over. So I am going to keep creating with it and see what else I can use up. I really want to make a Project Life page using this kit, which I'll probably only share over on my blog at mybeautyscraps.com. I probably won't make another video for that because I'm super excited to dive into the February Paper Pumpkin kit, which I have, and it's just been sitting here unopened because I wanted to wrap this up first. So that'll be the next video you see from me. If you have not yet subscribed to Paper Pumpkin, now is an awesome time. Stampin' Up's Celebration is still going on, which celebration is for whatever you buy. For every $50 you spend, you get to choose a free item from the Celebration catalog. And there's some really cute stamp sets. There's papers. There's some Project Life stuff, which I love. And Oh, glitter tape. That's awesome. Like, I'm so excited to show you guys this glitter tape. It'll definitely be in my next video too. So whatever you buy, when you spend $50, you get to pick a free item from the Celebration catalog. So that's a great time to buy a prepaid subscription to Paper Pumpkin, because when you buy a 3-month subscription, that gets you to the $50 mark, and you get to pick out a free item from the Celebration catalog. If you want to buy a year-long subscription, that's just over $200, and you get to pick out 4 free items from the Celebration catalog. And you'll get Stampin' Rewards, so that's more free items that you can pick out from anything in the regular catalog. It's just a really great time to shop Stampin' Up. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. If you already have a demonstrator, you can contact your demonstrator and request a catalog. Let her know what you're interested in for Celebration. But if you're looking for a demonstrator, I would be happy to help. Again, there's a link down below in the description box that you can go to my page and contact me, ask me any questions you have, and request a catalog. Whatever, I'm here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I gave you some ideas to use with your Paper Pumpkin kit, and I'll have more over on my blog at mybeautyscraps.com. Happy stamping until I see you guys soon. Bye.